Here's the problem. We all know we need to be zeroed for our deer hunt, probably at 100 yards or 200 yards. How do you do this if you only have access to a range that's probably 25 to 30 yards? We've got the answer. Stay tuned. Kind of confusing. This is a fairly simple scope, and I really like simple scopes, especially for a hunting rifle at 30-06, 270, 308, whatever. This is the Maven CRS-1. It's 3 to 12 by 40. That means 3 magnification at the low end, 12 power magnification at the upper end, 40 millimeter diameter objective. That is all the objective diameter you really need for 99% of your hunting situations. I've been using them for decades in this size, and they just plain work. So as you see in this video, we were able to adjust this scope to shoot right where we wanted to with 2 shots on target. It's a pretty neat system. Keep it simple is my philosophy, and Maven helps us do it.
Ron, I have missed animals sighting in a rifle at 25 yards. One of my friends zeroed a rifle at 25 yards in Mexico, didn't understand ballistics quite so much, and I missed a javelina.
Yeah, you've got to do a few tricks here to make this work. You can't just zero for 25 yards. And we are going to show you in this video how to do it. Some ballistic tables are going to be necessary so you can understand it, but we'll show you how to zero your rifle at 30 yards. That's much better than 25. 25 is a little too close, and you're going to end up shooting 6 to 8 inches high at 100 yards. We're going to tell you all about how that happens, why it happens, how to avoid it, and then we're going to give you a couple of options for actually zeroing your scope and your rifle while you're working on it. Don't have to worry about MOAs and anything that might sound complicated, because we have a simple system that will require at most 2 shots to get your rifle zeroed.
Beautiful. I want to know this.
Save money. So Tate, traditionally, how do you zero your rifle? I know you've got distance. You don't have to do it at 30 yards.
No, I have miles to shoot. But in the past, what I've done is I just zero at 100 yards. As soon as I'll bore sight it, get it on paper first. Usually I'll get it within 2 or 3 inches. And then I just, after I see exactly where I hit, I dial in with MOA.
So you're using your MOAs and your dials and your inches, whatever you want to do. That's what most of us do, and I did it when I was a kid too. Get it screwed up a lot of times because you don't understand MOA.
Oh, maybe or you go the wrong way.
And then Oh, I do that all the time. So here's the thing about MOA, guys. MOA stands for minute of angle. It's a system of measurement. You know all about the Babylonians and how you keep telling me about the Babylonians that invented this. But the upshot is, it is a way of measuring an angle at distance. So when we say your rifle needs to move 1 MOA at 100 yards, we all say, oh, you need to move an inch, because that's an MOA. But then we get confused and we think that an MOA is an inch at every distance.
No, it's linear. So at 200 yards, it's 2 inches. 300 yards, 3 inches. But it's actually just slightly over an inch. It's 1.04 inches.
Yeah, 1.047 inches.
So at 1,000 yards, you're actually over 10 inches.
Yeah, 10 and a half roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry about 100 yards. I mean, 1,000 yards, guys, we have to worry about 100 yards here. So that the point I want to make is, don't think that MOA means you're always moving at 1 inch. 1 inch is not MOA when you're shooting at 200 yards and 300 yards and all that stuff. But you really don't have to worry about it if you use my simplistic system of dialing your scope to your bullet hole. Does this sound weird?
I've done it.
It doesn't sound weird, because we've done it. And once you see this, I think you're going to do it too. Here's what happens. You get your thing roughly bore sighted. That means you literally look down the bore at your target, and you center the target inside of the bore, sort of like using a peep sight. And then you look at your scope and see where the crosshair is in relation to that. So that's why we've got this lead sled out here to try to hold this rifle steady. So I'm going to get down. I've got my box out there with a little red mark on it at 30 yards. And I'm going to look down the bore and see that I'm aiming at the grass. Ooh, so my partner here now is going to raise it up for me.
Oh,
you're there. Oh, beautiful, buddy. Now come down a little bit. A little bit. Okay, now I'll try to lock that thing in. Ooh, baby. Okay, I am on the dot with my reticle, but where is my actual bore showing? A little bit low and to the left. So now I'm going to have my partner here loosen up the turret screws, caps off of there, dial it up.
How far?
Just start dialing, and I'm going to watch it move.
Ooh.
Yeah. Go. Stop right there. Nope, some more. Ooh, that's pretty close. Let me see. Yeah, right there. Dial it just a little bit to the left. So you got to go right. Everything's backwards here. If I need to go left, you need to go right.
Steady.
Oh, yes. We're getting close. Oh, it's just like eating ice cream. Oh, yes. It's so good.
Okay.
Pretty close, guys. Okay. So now what I want to do is lock this thing onto the target with my reticle. I want my reticle to be on the red bull. But to do that, I've got to come up a little with the wheel again. So can you loosen that guy?
You bet.
I could do this myself, but it's way more fun having a servant. I just wanted one. Okay, whoop.
Down a little bit.
No, that's good. That's good. Right there.
Lock it in.
Lock that thing in. Yeah. Now, my crosshair now is at the lower left corner of that square of orange. I'm going to cover my ears.
I'm going to cover mine too.
I'm going to have you not stand in front of the muzzle. We're sticklers for this stuff. And I want to put some ammunition in it as well. And maybe the bolt. Put that bolt back in.
There's a few steps we got to take, I think is the...
Yeah. Okay. Cartridge. Here's the key, guys. Get your sight where you want it, right on the bullseye. Get that rifle locked down as nicely as you can keep it. All right. I'm going to aim at that lower corner of the orange square. Sounds like nitpicking, but it's essential to be precise. Whoa, that's a heavy trigger.
What did we get, Ron?
I think the bullet never escaped the barrel. Yeah, we're going to go down there and look. I think I'm seeing things. So I guess I was aiming right there, and I thought it was probably going to land up right there based on how I was eyeballing it through the bore. But this just goes to show how inaccurate I am at bore sighting through a bore. But this is the sort of thing you can expect. Now, guys, here's where you don't want to screw up and start dialing MOA. If you say, well, look, I need to come down 1, 2 MOA. No, that's at 100 yards. You've got to quadruple that stuff at 25 yards. And here we are at 30 yards. Does this get mathematically confusing? Well, sure does for me. This is why we're not going to worry about counting our clicks. We're just going to see with the reticle to move it to the bullet hole. I'm going to put my scope right back here where it was when the shot went off, and then dial until the crosshair's there. Because right now, obviously my crosshair was pointing here, but my barrel must have been pointing there because that's where the bullet went. I'm just going to adjust my scope to make it point where the barrel is already pointing.
Now, Ron, I have done this before, but usually I just do this to get closer and then I make the finite adjustments with the MOA because I can never get my rifle to sit completely still.
Oh yeah, that's a common problem. I have it. That's why I've got you here today, son. When I try to do this myself, I end up, when I'm making these adjustments, moving the rifle. Here's the key. This is critical. The rifle has got to go right back to where you had it when you pulled the trigger for that first shot. Now, I am still getting movement inside of this whole contraption. You know, there may be ways of making it even more solid, but this is as good as I can do right now. But if I hold it against my shoulder, and then you do this dialing for me,
okay,
we're going to be good. So here's what we're going to do. You got the caps off and you're ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Now, I need to go up, which means you need to dial that thing down. As I said, it's backwards. Now wait, when I say go, you go. When I say stop, you stop.
Okay.
Go. Stop. That went right to the hole, my friend.
Okay, do you need to go left or right at all?
I don't think so.
Beautiful.
I don't think so. This should put the bullet where we aim on this next shot. So once again, I'm going to aim down at that lower left corner of the square. And that's where the bullet should go this time because I have now moved my reticle to the same place that the barrel is putting the bullet. If this rifle's any kind of accurate, and at 30 yards, it shouldn't be close enough. Let's see what happens.
Where did we hit, Ron?
Right where we were supposed to. But let's go down there and look at that. I think I landed right where I was supposed to.
That was impressive.
I was aiming right there, and there's my bullet hole. All I did was move it from here to here, the reticle, and now it's shooting right where the barrel is pointing. Now, if you want to be absolutely precise, we're looking at maybe what? At most 1/8 of an inch. that could be easily the way the rifle shoots the bullet and everything, and the next shot could land right over there, blah, blah, blah. But if you're off by just, say, an inch or something, you could say, well, close enough. Now, wait a minute. You've got to multiply that by 4 at 100 yards. In other words, if you're off where you're aiming by 1 inch at 25 yards, at 100 yards, you're going to be off 4 inches.
And what's interesting to me is the difference between 25 yards and 30 yards is drastic.
Yeah, guys, it depends obviously on what cartridge you're shooting and the bullet and your velocity and all the rest of it.
But with this specific load in the 270, that's what the math said.
Oh, and another thing would be the height of your scope above the bore.
Yes.
That'll change things up at these closer ranges. So keep all that stuff in mind. We don't have the absolute answer for it, but you could go to your ballistic calculators and look it up. You get on a ballistic calculator and zero your rifle with your load, and it should give you a pretty good idea of how high you're going to be at 100. Now, I think I'm pretty confident to go deer hunting out to 100 yards. And then if I know my ballistics of a rifle like a 270, I know that thing's going to be good for a dead-on hold to a deer at least 250 yards.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you're a little bit high at 100. So now we want to see how high we are at 100. So if you've got a chance to do this, obviously you want to. You want to find out what you shoot at 100 and 150 and 200 and
everything.
Yeah, you really want to be confident. But I understand that guys are just, we're so limited, we cannot find a place to shoot out to 100 yards. Can you believe that people live in places where they can't do that? That's crazy.
Makes me
Thank
sad.
God I live in Idaho. Okay, guys, now we don't need the lead sled anymore. I'm a lot comfortable shooting off of this. So what we're going to do now is just confirm how much higher are we going to be at 100 yards. What did you look up on that ballistic chart, Tate?
It told me that you should be just under 2 inches high at 100.
So I should be about just under 2 inches high at 100. All right, we're going to see if that holds true. This is where sometimes it's not quite precise.
No.
But
every rifle is going to be slightly different.
Yeah. But this should give us some confidence if it comes close for the guys who are going deer hunting and say the longest shot's probably going to be 100 or 150.
Oh, yeah, especially in the whitetail woods.
Yes, in the whitetail woods back east, not an issue. Felt good. You'll never guess where that thing landed.
Where?
Vertically or horizontally dead center, 2 inches high. What can we tell you, folks? 1.5 inches to 2 inches. About just right there, yeah.
I mean, we said just under 2 inches, so
that's exactly what it is. Holy mackerel. So that's the program, guys. Did it make sense to you? If you have any questions, write us, send in some comments, and we'll try to clarify it for you. But really, it is that simple. Dial the darn scope so that the reticle moves to the bullet hole and you're in.
Here's something to think about, Ron, is that people are like, oh, that's too hard, or it doesn't make sense, or a lead sled's too expensive. You know how much money you spend in ammunition, sighting your rifle in every time you want to do it?
Yeah.
You could buy 3 lead sleds a year.
Yeah. And you don't have to have a lead sled. There are other ways to hold that rifle steady. Yep. One of the ones I used to use back when was a cardboard box.
Really?
Yeah, I would just get a cardboard box about this same span, and I cut a notch in it for up front, and a notch in it for back here, and then try to hold it steady, put some weight in the bottom of the box, and it'll keep from shifting around, and again, have somebody help hold the thing down, and it worked. Wasn't quite as precise as this, but
you got close, and it saved ammunition.
Yeah, saved ammunition. And when you're talking about, what, $3-4 a shot on some of this stuff?
It's disgusting. It makes me vomit.
No. Vomit out your bullets, boys. Get them, get rid of them. Now, guys, we just mounted this scope not 15 minutes ago. The rifle got in, I had this scope, we got some rings, and we mounted it. We showed how to do that process as well. If you want to see that, go to RSOTV. The whole show will be on there. We can't show scope mounting stuff on these commercial channels.
Yeah, which is sad.
But it's on RSOTV, so you can see how to mount the scope there, and then you'll see we did the bore sighting, and then we did the one shot, move your scope across. It's a perfect system. You're going to get the whole thing done with 2 bullets. Oh, saving money, man, saving money. Hunt honest and shoot straight, you cheapskates.
Yeah. Confounded contraptions, Ron.
No, there you go there, buddy. You're all right. Now, my good buddy Landon said that this rifle was his, I think he said it was his dad's who got it from his grandpa.
That's his great-grandfather's rifle.
Great-grandfather's rifle.
Great-grandfather's rifle.
Holy mackerel. I didn't know they made rifles back in those days.